How's it going, y'all? Steve, the world's okayest bass player here, and I want to talk to you about these blues licks, okay? And just very quickly, I'm going to go over a little bit of just rudimentary blues for you if you're new. I'm going to kind of blow through this because this isn't really the purpose of the lesson. But if you know the major scale, the blues, most blues is a little bit of a different scale. It's the Mixolydian is the mode, but so that's the major scale, right? Hear that note right there? The 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In blues, that 7 is flat, okay? It's a minor 7. I'm going to play it slow. So that's the blues scale, and that's what we're working off of. And what we're doing is we're taking the 1, the 3, and the 7, and that's what we're using for that lick, okay? So 1, 3, 7. If I play it up here, it's really not that cool, right? It just sounds kind of But if I play it up here, it sounds cool. So it's really important for this particular exercise to know your fretboard. So we're in the key of A. We're doing a 1, 4, 5 blues in A. So it's A, D, A, E, D, A, okay? So you need to know, in order to do this, you need to know where your A is, your A octave. You need to know where your D octave is. And you need to know where your E octave is. All the way up there, okay? On the A string. And so it's really important as you're playing these parts to be able to know where that D is and to be able to know where the 3 and 7 are in relation to that D, okay? And if you're not as familiar with the fretboard, this is a good chance for you. This is a good fretboard learning exercise in addition to like being a cool blues lick. But you know, when it comes to playing blues, there's just little tricks like that can really make your playing kind of jump out and stand out. So I'm just going to play this really slowly for you so that you can kind of follow the fingerboard and kind of hopefully get a little better sense of what I'm doing. I'll just play it as a straight chord first, and then I'll do it as kind of an arpeggio so you can just get familiar with that sound and that feel. So if I'm in A, as I'm playing up here, I'm already targeting my octave right here. Visually, I'm knowing where it's at, and I'm knowing where that 3 and that 7 are. So okay, you can also play it open. Open A string right here, right? And then the D, so I know that my octave is in the same place right up here, right? So, now, technically, you could also play that one open. But I highly suggest playing the notes so that if you're in different keys, you're just used to making that jump. Back to the A, right? And now the E. Doing that, trying to do that nice and slow for you so you can see it. You can also play that one open. D, back to the A. So I'll kind of arpeggiate that a little bit for you too. Arpeggiate, fancy word for just playing one note at a time instead of playing both notes. So, you know. So just a really cool little basic lick for you there. And you know, you can do it in any key. If you're in G, you know, just C. But I have to know where my C is, right? My C octave, you know? And I have to know where my G octave is. So it's always, the shape of it is always in relation to the root note. If this is my root, here's a lick that uses that. Creedence Clearwater Revival. Anyways, really fun thing to play around with, and you know, for whatever this is worth, back to the A. You know, you could also, there's so it would be like. The D, you know, or so when I'm doing these, I'm referencing the D up here. So I'll show you what this is. There's your root, come down, skip a string. So, and then, so there's my E. Anyways, I hope that gives you some kind of food for thought. I hope I'm explaining this well. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will do my very best to try to explain that in just a little bit more detail. Hopefully this is just a cool way to kind of spruce up your playing a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. It's just another tool in your toolbox. Especially when it comes to blues, licks can really make your playing much more interesting. For me, one of the most fun things about blues is playing different licks, you know? And just knowing those licks and where they fit in and how they fit in. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'm the world's okayest bass player. I don't know a lot, but I like to pass on and share whatever little things I do pick up along the way. Hopefully it makes your playing more interesting and inspires you to explore new things and helps to make your playing, you know, better than it was yesterday. That's always my goal. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe. Please comment too. If there's anything I could do to make this more clear, please don't hesitate just to provide those suggestions. Or if you found that this was just something really cool that you've always been wondering about, leave comments about that too. Thank you so much. Peace. Appreciate you.